Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's been a while since I made one of these videos. I'm going to be changing the brake fluid on my 2017 Kawasaki Ninja ZX1000. I'm going to start with the front brakes. Using the small Phillips screwdriver, go on and remove the cap lock. Now, brake fluid is very corrosive. You do not want to spill any of it. So to be safe, go on and grab some old rags, towels, or whatever you got laying around and cover the area. Carefully remove the cap. Before you go out looking for this thing I'm using, it was a Halloween Jello shot. The green tip came with the brake bleed kit. I'm using to make more of a suction so it doesn't drip out of the larger hole. It works perfectly. You could also use a turkey baster or just pick up a siphon pump. When removing the fluid, you want to leave some so air doesn't get into the brake line. To be safe, I'm going to bring it down to the low mark. Go on and fill the reservoir with new brake fluid. I like to rest the cap back on top of the reservoir. You don't want to screw it on. It's just dusty out here. Just want to kind of keep the fluid clean. Go on and remove the rubber cap. I like to take the tube and just slip it over the end instead of using the tips that come with most brake bleed kits. Like I said before, you want to cover the area. Go on and take a rag and just kind of put it underneath just in case any leaks out. Go on and pump the brake a few times. You're going to start noticing some pressure build up. It's not going to be as squishy anymore. Go on, squeeze and hold. While holding the brake lever, open the bleed valve on the caliper using your 10mm wrench. You'll start noticing fluid coming out into the tube. The brake lever will decompress. Do not let go of it. Go on and close the valve. Once it's completely closed, you can go on and let go of the brake lever. Make sure it's not leaking. Repeat until all the old fluid is out of the line. So pump the brake a few times until you start feeling the pressure. Hold the brake. Using your 10mm wrench, go on and open the valve. Once you see the fluid come out and the brake lever decompress, go on and close the valve. Once it's completely closed, you can then let go of the brake lever. I like to continue making sure it's not leaking. You also need to check the reservoir. You want to make sure there's fluid in it at all times. Otherwise, you're going to get air in the line, and you do not want that to happen. This job is going to take forever. So just make sure there's fluid in it and a good bit of it. You can repeat the process or skip ahead to the next step. You just want to make sure all the old fluid is out of the system before moving on. Wrap a rag around the end and pinch the tube as you remove it from the valve to eliminate any fluid from dripping. Don't forget to put the cap back on the valve. Repeat the process at the left brake caliper. With my bike, I found it easier by reaching around the front. Pump the brake, hold it, open the bleed valve, close the bleed valve, release the brake, remove the tube, replace the cap. Now let's bleed the master cylinder. You will need the 8mm wrench for the master cylinder bleed valve. You're going to bleed the master cylinder the same way as you did the calipers. Pump the brake a few times. Hold it. Open the valve. Close the valve. Let go of the brake and go on and check the reservoir and make sure there's enough fluid in it. I'm going to go on and repeat it one more time. I like to wipe around where the cap goes. I'm going to go on and fill it up to the full line and put the cap back on. Don't forget the cap lock. Let's move on to the rear brake. You will need the 10mm wrench for the bleed valve. It's going to be the same process. The only thing different, you're going to be pumping the brake pedal. Remember, you don't want to take out too much fluid. You don't want to take the chance of getting air bubbles in the line. You will need the 10mm wrench. Pump the pedal a few times. You will start to feel some pressure. Hold it. Go on and open the valve. Close the valve and repeat the process. It's recommended that you change your brake fluid every 2 years. This is the first time I'm changing the brake fluid on this. If you haven't been following me, I got the bike last year at 500 miles and I doubt it was ever changed. So it needed it. And if you just bought a motorcycle and you're not sure if it was ever changed or when it was last changed, you might as well go on and change it. As you can see, it's really easy. And good quality brake fluid doesn't really cost that much, so there's really no reason to neglect it. Make sure everything is tight and the caps are on. Don't forget the cap lock. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, go on and subscribe. I really enjoy making these videos. If y'all do anything differently as far as bleeding your brakes, let me know in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. Well, y'all stay safe and I'll see you next time. Bye.